Best driver I've ever hit. Ever. I've got the TaylorMade PSI irons in my bag at the moment. I think they're unbelievable. I haven't changed them, don't play enough golf to change them or warrant changing them. They are. Like, guys, if you've got 300 quid to spend on irons, go to town, because you're going to be able to sell that for 200 quid in 2 years anyway. Like, to be honest, Evan, that's what I'd buy. I don't know what lofts are they. 52, 56, 60. You're welcome. Evan, you're welcome. Robert Taylor says, great series, Simon. Could you list some forgiving irons up to £200? How long have you got? How long have you got, Robert? Guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. It's Simon back with another eBay bargain advice review cheap video, whatever we like to call them. Guys, you're loving these videos, and the what's in your bag video, last video, did incredibly well, and I've had over 75 people email me videos of their golf bags, and we're going to be doing that video tomorrow, but those videos do take a while to put together, so I'm on it. However, today I did want to go through your questions from the previous video, as a lot of you asked some good questions in terms of different clubs to build your bag. And as I say, if you want to be in the next video of this, just give me your budget, give me what club you're looking for, and potentially what you want it to do, just so that I can give you suggestions, or potentially different suggestions which I think will suit your game more. However, we'll go get straight into this. I've got a load of great questions, and I've got a load of great bargains to show you, so let's get into it. Also, if you wouldn't mind leaving this video a like, that'd be incredible. These videos are getting like 500-600 likes per video, which is astonishing, as it's a guy with his laptop in his daughter's nursery, but I appreciate you guys love the series. If you wouldn't mind leaving this video a like, that'd be great, as well as subscribing if you are new. Right, let's get into it. Luke Woolway says, I'm off 8 handicap, looking for best price second-hand driver. What would you recommend? X shift stiff. See, that's my dyslexia. Even though you've written shift there, Luke, you've even screwed me up there. X stiff shaft. Thanks, Luke. Right. Okay, now I've talked about this driver before, but I want to see what price we can get it for. Now, I'm not talking flash, I'm talking epic, but for me personally, best driver I've ever hit, ever, in terms of long ball, X stiff, low spin launcher, which is, by the fact you put X stiff shaft there, I presume that's what you're after. This is probably where I'd go down it. Now, I know it's probably more expensive than a lot of you are probably looking for. A lot of these ultra rare, epic star. Let's have a look at this then. Let's have a look at this. Ultra, I always love it when people put ultra rare in the top, like, give over. But mind you, that probably, I mean, questionable. I think they're Japanese, the star versions are epics. I think that's why they're rare. There's zero difference between the two of them. Okay, interesting. Epic Flash 245. I thought that was just the standard. How peculiar. Right, so obviously the Epic Flash, I don't want, here we go. No, alright, let's put Epic X Stiff in. Let's cut these down a bit. But yeah, overall, long ball, low spin, monster. Never hit anything better. Like, this is an absolute, I know it's £199, guys, and I know this isn't necessarily a bargain, but I can guarantee you, if you've got a club head speed of 120 plus, you will not find a longer driver than that in the next 5 years. Handcrafted, Project X, 6.0, 9 degree, epic, deep face. I've hit 340, 350 yard drives with this driver, and that's before I even started doing the long drive stuff. It's just a great head. Now, the reason it's 1995 is because it's got a handcrafted Project X shaft. You could sell that shaft on eBay for 120 quid just by itself. So yeah, let's have another look. Let's have a look. You should be able to get one of these decent nick for about 150 quid, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen them fly off the shelf at 150 quid. But now, having a look at that, you might have to buy the shaft. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think there's many X-Stiff combos together. 135, again 9 degree, stiff, but you'll probably have to sell the shaft, get a new shaft in it. You didn't say your budget, Luke, but realistically, if you're looking at 8 handicapper and you want a long ball driver, this is the one. It's not forgiving. Ping's always forgiving, I would say. Mizuno's quite forgiving. This, however, if you're looking for a monster and you've got quite a high ball flight, these are the ones to go down from. Don't worry about the flash. Just get the standard Epic, put a decent shaft in it, and you're away. Quick question here. Fraser says, hi, off the subject, what are the benefits of having a playing lesson with a pro? I'm going to answer that while searching for the next question, Fraser. I would say playing lessons great when you're about to have a series of lessons. Have the playing lesson at the start, because you might say to me, Simon, I want to hit my driver straighter, and I might say to you, you need to learn to chip. Or you might need to learn to get out of a bunker, because you might be off 22 and you're going, Simon, I need to gain another 15 yards on my iron, but I'm going, you can hit your 7 iron 130 yards. That's not stopping you coming down a handicap. What is stopping you is you're missing 5 to 6 3-foot putts throughout this 9 holes that I've just played with you. So a playing round's normally, for me personally, good just to get an overall look at your game and go, well, actually, if you want to get down to 12 this year, this is how we're going to do it. And that's my personal opinion. It's just, at the end of the day, you play golf on a golf course. It makes sense to have lessons on a golf course. Okay, interesting one here from Tom. Hi Simon, I'm currently in the market for some new irons. I've been having lessons with my pro now for the last year, and he believes I no longer need the tailor-made aero burner irons I use. He believes I should be using a set with stiff flex KBX shafts. Interesting. I've been looking at TaylorMade RSI2, PSI and Tour Preferred CB. Any similar sets I should look for under £350 ideally. Now, I don't think you can typecast yourself into a KBS stiff shaft without having the head on the end of it, because everything changes depending on what head you have and how that shaft's going to deliver that head to the golf ball. So you can't just go, oh, I need KBS stiff shafts. However, I'm not saying I think you should have steel, and I think you should have stiff if you've outgrown your aero burners. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, this is what aero burner irons look like. They're chunky, they're big, they're forgiving, they're cast iron. They're basically the same as any M5, any M3, any M2, 1 iron Sim Max head that's come out from TaylorMade for the last 6 to 7 years. They really haven't changed anything with their design whatsoever. That's not a burn, that's just irons. They've made a good iron head that's forgiving and cast, therefore there you are. There's not really much they can do with it. So if you're looking for a cheap cast, I'd go damping. Cheap cast, go damping. Anyway, moving on. But however, I've got the TaylorMade PSI irons in my bag at the moment. I think they're unbelievable. I haven't changed them, don't play enough golf to change them or warrant changing them. However, first one. You're having a laugh. First one. Buy it now, 130 quid. If the faces are good on these, mate, the grips alone are worth... that's a shame. Like, I don't know where he's been playing with these. Like, I'm not being funny, but where have you played? That's typical grass range, that is, and then he hasn't cleaned or looked after the clubs afterwards. Because you can see 7 irons absolutely done in. So is the pitch and wedge and the gap wedge by the looks of things. That's a shame. I thought that was too good of a price. Let's keep going. However, just get steel stiff. You don't realistically, and this is the whole point. At the end of the day, you're buying second hand. The reason you're getting second hand is because you're going to trade in that somewhat bit of club value you're getting for a custom fit. I love custom fit. I love doing custom fits. Custom fitting people that warrant the custom fit is great, and there is a change. However, as you're still having lessons, as you're still getting better, don't necessarily worry too much about KBS this or an X stiff that or Project X 6.5 flighted whatever, half an inch on the end, 2 degrees up, right? Because yes, it makes a change, not a massive one though. So 350 quid, mate, you've got a massive budget. Anyway, I would say the PSIs over anything. These C-taper lights, I mean, again, let's see a picture of the face. This could be a winner for you. Go and have a load of pints with the other 200 quid you've got in the bank. Like there, perfect. Like, do you know what I mean? Forged, good head, love it, etc, etc. Now I've got the PSI Tour ones, which are slightly smaller. I wouldn't recommend going to those. Other options, Titleist AP2s, 350 quid, mate. I'm not being funny. AP2, let's go 716 Titleist. If I could type irons. But you just, yeah, forward just means they're slightly smaller. 254 quid. These are 3 years old. You're getting 3 to pitch and wedge. You're getting your C-taper shafts. I'm hoping the faces are good, which they are. Like, guys, if you've got 300 quid to spend on irons, go to town, because you're going to be able to sell that for 200 quid in 2 years anyway, so you've lost hardly any money. There's tons of them out there, and they're no better than each other. Guys, at the end of the day, it's the head design that's the key. If you want more precision and control, you're going to have to go smaller. Forged heads are better in terms of weighting that and forgiveness. That's why they can get more into a smaller head, the grain flow, etc, etc. That's why better players use those clubs. You're not going to hit them as far, but you don't need to hit them as far anymore because you've learned to hit the ball properly. So AP2s, Callaway X Forged, Ping, I wouldn't go Ping for Forged, TaylorMade PSI, you're starting to get the picture. Anyway, I hope that helps. Robert Taylor says, great series, Simon, could you list some forgiving irons up to £200? How long have you got? How long have you got, Robert? Okay, well, let's start normal. Let's go Ping G30 irons, and let's get going. All right, 199 Ping G30 irons. Oh, and people that say you can't get left-handed clubs, I'm going to show you how you can get left-handed clubs. They're like, oh, there's no deal for left-handed people. Shut up, there's tons of deals for left-handed people. I've been building a bag on left-handed clubs at the moment. So you see how well Ping holds their prices. Wow, still 300 quid for G30. That's incredible. Ping G20 irons then. Better. Right, there you go, forgiving irons, Ping G20, done. Now, TaylorMade, as I said at the start, don't hold their value as much. Those Aero Burner clubs a minute ago, very forgiving. Let's not get Aero Burner again. What about RBZ Stage 2 irons? Let's see what that brings out. That's a full set there for 369. That is incredible. Is that a full set? I wonder what the condition's like on them. Oh, it's been hit a bit. If you're looking to get into golf though, that is literally getting to golf starter kit, isn't it? I mean, look, that's not bad. I mean, I'm not being funny. If you're starting golf, your driver or the rescue's going to look like that afterwards anyway. I'm a big fan of that. Potentially a bit overpriced. Make an offer, 300 quid. Right, sorry, backtrack. RBZ, Iron, Stage 2, Reg Steel, forgiving. Boom, there you go, 175 quid. Who else have we got? Callaway. Oh, of course. Callaway XR irons. They mass produce these irons so much. There's been so many of them out there. You're gonna get loads of them. There's so many. I could all day, look, I could 192 pages I would have thought. Are they graphite ones? Quite like the look of those. I know it's a bit more than your budget said that, but that's because they're graphite. But Callaway XR irons, highly rate in terms of forgiving irons, no question. 5 to 9 iron, 5 to pitch and wedge plus A wedge. These are all like top brand companies. XR Pros, again, there's not much, tiny bit between the Pros and the XRs in terms of slightly smaller head. 4 to pitch and wedge, I'm guessing the faces on these are kind of worn away, hence why. Oh no, that's pretty good. See, that's where I'd go down route, to be honest. Callaway XR, and to be honest guys, you can kind of like, you can make it up. Like if TaylorMade bring out the Sim this year, then you go, well, what's the M4 now? Or what's the M2 irons doing? And if Callaway brings out the Maverick, you go, how much are the Rogue irons going for? Good question, let's see how much the Rogue irons are going for. Rogue irons. I bet they've dropped heavily in price. Callaway Rogue iron set, 5 to sand wedge, 320, 369. Rogue iron set, used but in good condition, 240 quid. Not being funny, they're 240 quid an iron. They weren't that expensive. They're about 150. But there you go, guys. Look, do you know what I mean? Bargain, forgiving. But you've got to remember, guys, you're trading forgiveness for a position. Some people don't need that. Some people do. Evan Speckman says, new to the game and looking for a wedge set, 52, 56 and 60, trying to stay under $125. What do you recommend? It depends if you want brand new or not. Now, someone else asked me an email, and I could answer all the emails. Asked me in an email, would you go brand new set of wedges, or would you go like a named brand, second hand? And quite similar to what I said at the start, like the MD3 Callaway wedges, I'd probably do. You know what, guys? I thought I was getting stupidly lucky. With my choices today. I thought that was going to say 52, 56, 60. Do you know what I mean? What's the faces like on these? questionable for 149. Oh look, United States, this could $149. Disappointing. That's a good looking set of irons though. What's the faces like? To be honest, Evan, that's what I'd buy. I don't, what lofts are they? 52, 56, 60. You're welcome. Evan, you're welcome. Go and buy it. I know there's like 20 quid or $20 more than what you got at the moment, but they looked really good from the back. Yes, they've been worn away. That's with matte black finish. They're always going to be worn away, but those grooves are more than well intact. Don't know what grips they've got on them, but that's what I'd suggest. Now, the other option, and I don't know if you've got this over in the States, there'll be some companies that do the same. Wedge, Links wedge set. I have tested these wedges before. You're going to get something that's virtually like brand new. Like I said with the MD Golf stuff, there's going to be companies that do like $40, $30 wedges. Overall, they just feel too light for me. They're just not high quality metal, therefore that's why they're so cheap. And for me personally, tempo wise, which wedge play is pretty much all down to, I struggle with those. Now, I'm not saying they can't produce the spin like the other ones can. They can. There's no question. Like, we're talking 1,000 RPM, which for the amateur golfer like me and you makes zero difference. However, in terms of like 3/4 shots, half shots, punch shots, chip shots, lob shots, where timing and hands come to such a major part, I like having the feeling of a decent set of wedges under my hands. And if you're looking for 3 wedges that are just pretty much there, that's what I'd probably go for. Do you know what I mean? What's this one underneath it? I love the postage. 53 quid. Brilliant. That's my giveaways. Tell you what, some of the postage, guys, I've bought like drivers and stuff in the giveaways this year. The drivers cost like 20 quid and I'm sending stuff to Australia and America and Canada that's costing me like £60 to send it over there. But yeah, that's what I do. Just type in set, find something, that's your, and make sure the face is in good condition. That's what I suggest. Hi Simon, 3 handicapper writing. This is from STB Golf. Been looking to upgrade into blades. Any suggestions? Blades. Now, you can't go wrong with the Titleist MB. I think, or Mizuno. Titleist MB, for me, best looking blade there is. And I've hit a ton of them. And that's a great price, by the way, 716. Are they in decent condition? You gotta be careful with blades. The only reason I say that is because if blades are pre-owned, it's because the geezer that had them before can actually hit blades, or you'd like to think so anyway. You potentially can't. So he's going to practice off grass a lot, which means that the middle spot is pretty much going to be worn to absolute nothing. I was going to say something else then. Keep this video monetized. But again, blades all down to the grooves of the face. They actually look in really good nick. I know they're 712s, but blades realistically, I don't know, it's difficult for me. Blades, as soon as you start going down that route of being like a 3 handicapper, you're questioning going to, should you have a club fit, because these blades now are going to be with you for the next 20 years until your swing starts getting slow because of age, flexibility, strength. Does that make sense? So if you are looking to buy a set of blades to either get better with, more precision, that's when I'd probably start investing in buying a brand new set that custom built for you. Only because you played the game enough, you practice. If you're a 3 handicapper, you know how much time and effort and money you've already ploughed into this game as it is. So for you, that probably practices 2-3 times a week anyway. Spending £1,200 on a set of irons that's going to last you the next 20 years is a great investment for me personally. However, that being said, one of the best looking blades to come out. Okay, I found them finally, what I've been looking for. There doesn't seem like there's a lot of them on the internet at the moment. However, I have to say these are probably the best looking blades I've seen come out for a very long time. And it's a shame because it shows, interesting, does that look like they've been worn away or just miskept? It shows that not many of them sold because there's not many of them on the internet. Or, opposite, people are loving them, therefore haven't sold them yet. But I think Wilson's staff have made, over the last couple of years, some of the best looking blades to hit the market for a very long time. And these are pretty much brand new. So personally, I would go down that route if you're not getting, they are mint. I mean, they're just sexual. Do you know what I mean? Like, they are so good looking. I'm sorry, that's just like filth. Not surprised they went for £389. So blades wise, I would go down that route. Potentially tour combo set. They just look so good. And let's be honest, that's the only reason you're buying blades, not for the forgiveness. The position, yes, but that's going to come with it. But they're not going to feel or sound anything different to any other blade or a £400 PXG blade or whatever you want to say. But yeah, that's my personal advice going down the route. Potentially, I'm going to move on. Lynx make good blades as well. And I've seen these in person and I've hit these as well. If I can find a half decent newish one, you can get sets of these. Again, Lynx make a good set as well, like good iron blade as well. Another option away from the mainstream. The Amateur Golfer says, hey mate, quality video game, why don't more people talk about Wilson? I've done a few reviews, but none of the big guys are doing any. Wilson are still producing great stuff. The Amateur Golfer. It sounds like the Amateur Golfer's got a YouTube channel, so go and check that out, guys. Wilson Golf Reviews. I like doing this because rather than going to YouTube, I want to see that comes up. I do this a lot for a lot of my reviews. What comes up actually on Google. Now, personally, I don't know what Wilson have brought out, so that's my bad. But let's have a look. Alex Etches, Wilson Staff Blade, Mike Newton, Golf Monthly, TXG, Aussie Golf Reviewer. So there's quite a few. Rick did one on the D300 a while ago. Now, I personally don't know what they brought out this year. Now, I know a lot of playing pros that are sponsored by Wilson. Take this as it are, not naming names, that got contracts with Wilson. That, I'm not talking major tour, I'm talking like Euro Pro, Challenge, Gecko. That play their irons, their blades, everything, putter. Do not, maybe not putter, do not play their woods. That's not me, that's them. And I've gone on there here, and the irons are the first thing that come up. I think Wilson make great irons. How much is a D7, Wilson Staff D7 driver? That's the ultimate question. How much is that? Let's go and have a look. Wilson Staff D7 driver. What are we chatting? Okay. Okay. Now, here's the issue, I think. Now, obviously, these are coming out 179 second hand, so I'm guessing they're like the 200. I guess brand new. They're going to be. I should do my research. Let's go on American Golf. Let's go. Look, free advertising. Let's go on American Golf. Let's find out exactly what they're going out at. Okay, so 239 for a D7 driver. Unfortunately, as I've shown you today, that's too expensive in my eyes to compete with the others. When you can get the new Mizuno ST100, you can get the Cobra Speed Zone at 349, you can get fitted for them, you can get different shafts, you can have an hour of a pro's time to get you fitted for that driver. Personally, that's why I don't think that much song and dance is going on about the D7. It's just not cheap enough to warrant the kind of reviews that it potentially deserves. And that's because Wilson don't put enough time and effort into that R&D and marketing. My viewpoint. However, irons unbelievable, and that's probably why you're seeing tons of people reviewing the irons, because it's a great value brand to compete the rest. The quality's there, and it's competing with £1,500, £1,600 sets. The driver is £250, competing with drivers that are another £100 more expensive, but the value of those drivers are 10 times more, plus again the value to second-hand selling and everything else. So that's my honest answer and question. I don't knock them, but again, I think they know very much where they are in the market. Like Mizuno's played a massive part over the last 5 years to get away just blade. feels Ford, nothing feels like Mizuno. We can make drivers as well, and they've plowed tons of money into the company to make woods and hybrids and drivers and everything else to finally compete with the big boys. Wilson haven't done that. There we go. Okay, last one. Mike, Austin fan, one of the most underrated cheap drivers is the Ping Rapture V2. It knocked my G400 Max out of the bag. Now, first of all, Mike, thank you for all the support and watching the channel for so long. He's helped me quite a lot with the long drive stuff, steered me towards great videos. So Mike, thank you for watching the channel. Ping Rapture V2. Now, I did a video on the Ping Rapture V1, or the first one, because it was the driver that I so desperately wanted when I first started this game, because it was in a Golf Monthly magazine, it was in every golf advertising space you could possibly imagine, and it was about $400 or $500, something stupidly expensive. But I remember just starting the game, I was like, I want Ping Rapture everything. I got Callaway, no, I got a Cleveland XL highball instead. But let's have a look. Driver, he's saying it knocked it out of the park. Now, the reason it knocked it out of the park is probably because it's a lot more well suited to your swing, Mike. I wouldn't say the G400 is a worse driver, but then again, at the same time, I'm not saying it's massively better. I'd say the G400 is more forgiving. However, I imagine you can hit a ball quite well from the chats that we've had. So the V2 is forgiving, non-adjustable. Now, I'm not too sure. I think the original was the only Ping driver that's ever come out with a carbon crown. So if you think carbon crowns are new, they've been out for ages. Ping renovated, built it way back when. A lot of them did. But I don't think the V2 had that. But again, it doesn't really matter, to be perfectly honest. In terms of forgiveness, deep face, this thing produces a long ball. Ball speed's not going to be dissimilar to what the stuff today is. I don't think it's as forgiving, but a great driver. I can't talk more about Ping Woods, boys. Ping Woods, 10 years old, unbelievable drivers, and you get a decent shaft in there for your swing speed. It's going to go a mile. And at the end of the day, if I said to any of you, whether you hit it 320 yards or if you hit it 200 yards off the tee, if I said to all of you, if you find one driver that goes 15% less than your best drive, but you find 95% of fairways, what you're gonna pick? So if you find a driver that's 5-6 years old, and no, it doesn't produce 2 mile an hour ball speed better, it doesn't produce another 3 miles an hour club head speed better, but all of a sudden you find 40% more fairways, then what are you gonna play better golf with? So Mike, I'm not surprised. If you're hitting it well, by all means keep it in the bag. I wouldn't get rid of your G400, it's a great driver. But yeah, enjoy it whilst you can, and guys, if you want to find a cheap driver for around 50 quid, it's a great choice. So guys, there you have it. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. As I said, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, leave some comments down below in terms of what you're looking for in your bag. As I say, I will bring out the what's in your bag. I'm going to sift through some of the entries over the last day or so, and I'm going to bring one of those tomorrow. Guys, see you later.